So, it's time to talk about one of the most discussed topics recently in Dead by Daylight. The Archives and the Rift. So, the Rift and the Tome. The challenges and the rewards that you do for completing them. Why are they so heavily talked about? Well, I can't show you the Rift right now, because as of recording this, the Rift's been disabled. But, just know that, you have to take my word for it, because I really don't have any proof about it, is I got 2 tier 70 without buying any of the tiers with money. I did buy like 2 with cells that I got within the Rift, which because I'm stupid and I should have saved them up to get like a Legion cosmetic, which I did later get later down the line. Did get, but it did slow down the process. But anyways, I got the tier 70, and as you can see right now, all the challenges are done. Level 1 through 4, I have 100%ed Tome 1. Now, was it worth it? For the most part, no. Actually, no. For the most part, yes. The challenges, for the most part, were easy. But there are a few challenges that I want to talk about as to why it made the Tome, at least Tome 1, not that fun. So, let's begin Level 1. Level 1, for the most part, actually no, not even for the most part, it wasn't easy. Level 1 was easy. Nothing to note. 5 challenges, blade rewards, get 50,000 blood points. That's fun. Disturb 25 crows. I don't know why, but for the first challenge, the first game I got into, I could not disturb any crows. It was weird. Second time, however, is easy. And if you get like something like the game, which is, I don't think, does the game have crows? I feel like it does, but wherever they go, it's a indoor map. Anyways. Getting off topic. Level 1 was easy. Level 2. Now let's go through. Okay, no, that was easy. That was relatively easy. Okay, interrupt and grab one survivor. It was the Killer Master Challenge, even though it was 1 of 1. You didn't have to make a Master Challenge, but more points. Now, grabs in this game are interesting. Half of the time they don't work, the other half, well, they do. And grabs can count for many things. You can grab someone off a locker, off a generator, off of a window, off a pallet, and off of getting someone off the hook, cleansing a totem. I'm pretty sure I got mine out of a locker. It might have been off of a generator, but I think I did it for, I think I did Spirit as well when I did it, even though I hate playing Spirit, but it was the easiest way to do it. But anyways, it's a grab. You'll get it eventually. Fight back, that was easy. Botanist extraordinaire. So, for some reason, actually no, for multiple reasons, this challenge was exceedingly difficult for me. Because there's so many factors I have to play into it. So, Botany Knowledge, so finish healing 2 health states of other survivors while using the perk Botany Knowledge and a medkit. So the easiest way of doing this would be, running Botany Knowledge, because you have to, and then bringing in a purple medkit with probably scissors and gel dressing. So healing speed, even more healing speed, and more charges. But here's the thing. Odds are you're probably not going to have like that many purple or green medkits, because those are like the really good stuff. And if you do, going into the game, chances are you're probably not going to get a first try. Because here's the thing, it's a master challenge, which means you have to do them both in the same game, and there's so many factors that go into it. So for example, you could be on the hook. While someone else is on the hook, they get the save, they get the heal off, you don't. Maybe the killer is camping, and in that case, you're definitely not gonna get the heal off. At least endgame, there's no time to heal. You could be the last survivor remaining. Maybe you didn't get the 2 health states beforehand, and everyone else is dead. That's an automatic fail right there. Just so many factors go into this challenge in specific, where some factors are just out of your control, and there's nothing you can do about it. But along with that, some other tools that can help you are definitely empathy, and using maybe a using a syringe. Using a syringe would definitely be helpful, because this was, I think, after Instant Heals got nerfed. So, but still using a syringe and using botany knowledge and self-care would still heal a health state. But it uses the medkit, so make sure you get the first one done. Another thing you can do is bring in pharmacy and get a guaranteed medkit out of chests. Maybe bring in a coin along with it. So other than that one challenge, I don't think there was that much else. Let's go level 3. And here's when things really went downhill for me. And it's all because of this challenge right here. Last minute hero. Unhook one survivor after the endgame collapse has begun. Must unhook them safely. This was the last challenge I did. But like straight up, I did it before 6 feet under. And you wanna know why? It's because this challenge is so absurdly hard to do. So kind of previous to the last one, there's a lot of factors that go into it that prevent you from getting it done. Well, first off, it has to be safe. So if the killer's camping / tunneling, you're probably not gonna get it done. This is why I recommend running borrowed time with it. Which is why, if you're doing like any type of altruistic challenge, make sure you're running borrowed time. You could be like killer could be camping or tunneling. Survivors. You could be the last survivor remaining. So that challenge is already dead. Maybe, let's see here. There's other suggestions I had in my head that I was thinking about. So, oh yeah, you could be also on the hook during endgame, and someone else could get the hook off and deprive you of that challenge, as well as maybe a survivor is being carried and they DC. Even though I don't know why at the end of the game they could. It has happened to me a few times actually, which is weird. There's one more instance like, well, yeah. Even they could even get themselves off if they, got lucky enough or are running deliverance, and they were able to save it that far into the game. Other than that, the challenge was hard. I was able to do it by going against a boosted Legion that for some reason used Frenzy at the end, even though the exit gate was right next to the hook, but I took it. Let's see here. Iridescent Age, that was a fun challenge to do. Something to challenge yourself with. That was okay, it's noted. Even though it could be cleansed immediately, and you spend the whole game doing nothing only for that to happen. Feels bad. I'm pretty sure that's it. Blind the killer while they're carrying a survivor. If a killer is smart, they could just look at walls the whole time and... Though... They're gonna get that one game where the killer just messes up and you can get the blind off if you got the timing correct. So, level 3 for the most part, not bad. Okay. This was bad. Hungry Jaws. Catch a survivor in a bear trap 5 times. You reasonably should not be able to do that as Trapper. I think I did it legit, but like without farming, but 5 times, and it only got worse from there. For example, Hungry Jaws. Catch a survivor in a bear trap 6 times, and this was farming. I got 3 off. I got 4 off. And decided to do 2 more. Oh, right. There was another challenge here that I completely forgot. Let's see here. Monstrous Mayhem. Hook a survivor in the basement while another survivor is on the basement hook while using the perk Monster Shrine. So if you're not camping, you're not getting it done. That's simply put. Like, I was doing basement trapper. I got in the shack, and I had one person down there on the hook. I downed another person, and you wanna know what happened? The guy who I was carrying DC'd. Then they got the other guy off. And at that point, I was the point where I was so unmotivated. I just wanted to DC, but I don't DC out of games. I don't think I've ever DC'd out of a single game playing killer, no matter how hard I get bullied by survivors. But I messaged this to the two remaining survivors, and they were really cool about it, and they let me hook them both. And funnily enough, one of them Kobe'd, so they were both able to get out, which just led to the experience just being so damn memorable. But other than that, Monstrous Mayhem, it's a challenge where, once more, many factors go into it. Survivors could DC and screw you over. Basement could be in a very inconvenient spot for when you down the person. So Agi and Iron Grasp are pretty much a guarantee, are guaranteed to be needed if you're doing this challenge, and even then, it's still not be possible. Alright, level 4, and oh my goodness, this level, ugh. So, let's see here. That was fine, that was fine. 2 grabs, once more, you'll get it eventually. That was fine, that's something you should do every game. That was fine. Hook 5 survivors in the basement. Okay, now I'm actually looking at this challenge's name, it looks weird. It should be hook a survivor in the basement 5 times, because it makes it seem like there's 5 survivors you can go up against in the gate. And, you know, there's only 4. But anyways, once more, Agitation Iron Grass. Fight Back. That one's also hard, considering the killer could just choose not to chase you. And if that's the case, well, you're screwed in that case. That was fine. Yeah, that was fine. Okay, we'll come back to this. That was fine. If you're doing Plinger's Instinct, it actually makes the games very entertaining, because it's basically roulette of, hey, what are you gonna get? So, fun challenge to do. Bring it back for Tome 2. This is happening. That was fine. I did no mither build. That's right. No, there is a no mither build, and it worked. It was fine. I actually ended up escaping, I think. Okay. Okay. So now we have this one, Cloud's Determination was fine, and this one. Let's talk about Dark Senses first. Finish preparing 4 generators using the perk Dark Sense. I don't even think I need to explain why this challenge itself is bad. So you have to do 4 generators. All it takes is survivors, your teammates, to do 2 generators, and the challenge is already done. You can't do it. You're automatically screwed out of doing it. So my story about how I got this challenge done. So it was against a clown. I think it was on Springwood, and they downed me, and I was the last guy remaining, and there was 1 gen left. I did 3 already. He downed me, and it was a sad time. Actually, no. There was 2 people left, myself and some other guy who was already on the hook, he's about to die, and I was like, I need to get the challenge done. Clown found me, and he downed me. But before he hooked me in the basement, because he was actually just taking me there, I was able to message him in time. Like, he was seconds away from hooking me. Like, I'd say 1 second away from hooking me on the hook in the basement. And I said, let me do the last gen, I'll let you kill me afterwards. And he thought about it. I could tell he was thinking about it. And he actually kept on dropping and picking me up repeatedly. Let me do the last gen, he killed me. I was able to get it done. But a challenge where you have to go out of your way to match the killer, and that's specific to PlayStation. I don't know if Xbox can match it to other people. And PC, I know damn well it can't. I don't know. A challenge where you have to go out of your way to cooperate with a killer, in theory, and the way this game is designed, should not be a thing. But that's just me. 6 feet. No, we're coming back to that one. Hungry Jaws. Catch a survivor in a bear trap 6 times as the trapper. Similar to the previous one, which was 5 times. And then before that, it was 4 times. One before that, 3 times, I think. This challenge was... it was interesting, to say the least. Catching a survivor in a bear trap 6 times in any game is simply unheard of, and... I don't know how I got it done. It might have been a farming game. It might have been. But It's whatever. I got it done. It should not return. It won't, considering the next one's probably going to be about Doctor and Fang, but whatever. It should not. At all. And here we go. Arguably, and many people say this is the worst one, even though I have my own experiences with Last Minute Hero. 6 Feet Under. Sacrificed 4 survivors in the basement. So, there are many reasons as to why this challenge is bad. First off, like I said about the last one, with the monstrous shrine challenge, basement could be in an inconvenient spot. And if that's the case, imagine it's the game basement. That's bad. That's really bad. The best thing you can do is have a basement that's in the middle of the map, which that's what happened when I completed it, but we'll get to that in a second. Survivors can DC. That's a really big problem right there, and I'll explain why in a second. It's just those 2 main reasons. Everything else is fine. Especially, and the chances of doing that are even raised up even higher if you're camping. Because imagine you're doing Insidious Tum-Tums, Leatherface, my bad, and you're doing that, chances are one of them's gonna DC, and there's nothing you can do about that. You tried, and ultimately you pissed them off to the point where they don't want to play the game anymore. So, my story, my ultimate fail of doing this whole Tome 1. So I was playing Legion, oddly enough. I was on Haddonfield, and the game was going pretty well. I got 3 people killed in the basement, and I closed the hatch. Then, I used my frenzy to run over to an exit gate, and it was a guess whether or not he was on it, or was faking me out and being on the first door I checked out. I used up all my frenzy, and the guy was injured, fortunately enough, did not have adrenaline. And as soon as he got the door open, the second he got the door open, I downed him. And I got so lucky, and I was so relieved that it happened. 5 seconds later, DC. My soul was crushed. An absurdly hard challenge just taken away from you like that when I earned it. I didn't tunnel, I didn't camp, I wasn't playing like a sweaty tryhard. Still got screwed over by the survivor. It was an ace too. I hate all ace mains now. I take it back. All ace mains I watch these videos are cool. So, yeah, that's my experience with this challenge. Now, let's talk about the winning attempt when I did this. So, I was playing Doctor on Leary's, of all places and of all killers. And it was actually in the ring, as I like to call it. The middle of the map, not the library. It was in the ring. And it just did it. I just did it naturally. People were being idiots about it as well. And I felt bad for one guy, as it was a Quentin too. He was just looking by and just watching his teammates go down one by one, super rapid fire succession. And a part of that, I got a very BS hit on him, to the point where he stopped and just looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, how did that connect? But hitboxes, they're a meme enough at this point. Everyone knows what they are. And I ended up doing it. I felt bad, but it happened. It was weird how it happened, and it shouldn't have happened, but this did happen. So, that's my experiences with Tome 1. 90% of the challenges were fine. The other 10% can die in a fire. Now for the Rift. The challenges are done. After all that, you're probably still not even done with the Rift at this point, considering there are 70 tiers, and it takes 10 fragments in order to press the tier. I mean, you have to get 700 fragments in order to get to tier 70, assuming you A, do not buy any of the tiers, or B, you actually do want to try to do this. And I know people who did buy it, and I know people who didn't buy it. For example, and I'll just use streamers for example. Monto bought everything day one, and he Pug worked on it like from day one and got it done, because that's all Pug does. That's all he, well, not all he does, but it's all he plays. Like, DVD is his career, so of course he's gonna have the time in order to complete it all. Now me, I completed the tome 2 weeks before it ended. And I balanced a diet of Dead by Daylight, Mortal Kombat, Borderlands 2. I ended up playing all of Life is Strange Season 1, played Episode 1 of Life is Strange Season 2, started playing Outlast, played Valhalla as well, and it comes to the point of, why did it take 56 days for me to get this thing done? Because it took so long, 56 days to get from point A to point B, tier 1 to tier 70. And was it worth it? Arguably, it wasn't. Now, the rewards for the Rift are like any other battle pass that you get into any battle royale game. So Fortnite, PUBG, I'm trying to think. H1 did have a battle pass, right? Whatever, we'll go Apex, because that one, you know, does have a battle pass. Rocket League, whatever. The rewards are most of the time cosmetics or in-game currency, and that's exactly what it was. In-game currency in the form of cells, which you would have to pay for otherwise. And that was good, but they came sparingly and in very small amounts. Like, for example, the smallest reward you get for cells was at the beginning 25, and it progressed to 100. But it came to the point where you could actually buy at least one character with enough cells, and I did. I got Yui. By the time I got to the last Oryx cell reward. So Oryx cells, being rewards for the Rift, were good. Good on you. Along with that, in the beginning, in the earlier tiers, Putrid Serum was a thing for the Withering Blight. And that was good. It allowed you to get 4 cosmetic items, I believe. It was from pages 1 to 4, and you got 10 per tier. And you could get 1 item, not outfit, but item per 10. Considering it's 10 Putrid Serum to buy 1 piece of an outfit from an outfit of from the Hollow Blight and Hollow Catalyst. So that was good as well. But then we get into the other rewards that came with the Rift, and that's specifically just cosmetics and what am I forgetting? What are they called? It's like the oh my goodness, on the tip of my tongue. Charms, and I left it. I hit survivor and everything. Oh my goodness, charms.
In the tall grass.
Ash, how dare you? This is a PG channel. Yes, charms. All of these, you get these wonderful charms here if you 100% the Rift, and there are actually a few exclusive ones for killer as well. But ignoring that, what do these charms do for survivors specifically? There's these small little things that appear on your body. In my opinion, charms should appear on generators. That would be cool. And I think the argument may be made that it would be easy for killers to spot them. Okay, here's my thing about this. First off, killers can see generated ores. Second off, just make it that only survivors can see the charms. Kind of similar to online Dead by Daylight, which I think you have a pet. Like, I saw this in a comment somewhere. You get a pet, and it has like benefits for you. And killers can't see the pets, which is smart, considering you give them away. Along with that, look at the killer's charms, and look how they're presented. It's on their main objective. In other words, the hook. So like, okay, I actually don't know Myers. So why not? Work site, Nectar Vial. Wait, crap. Nectar Vial, or Excite, Sadistic Puppet. It looks good. Oh, I can actually turn it around. Nice. This is the new killer. Sacrificial hook. It has 3 teachable perks. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, it's out in the open. It's big, it's noticeable, and it shows off. Especially since you get this at, I think, tier 70, which is awesome. And this also at tier 70, which is awesome. So this is a puppet, I got that very early, I think. So yeah, in my opinion, if the charms for killers are on their main objective, which is hooking people, it should be on survivors' main objective, which is doing generators. Put the charms, make them bigger, put them on generators, make them more obvious, and make them that I actually notice them. Because when I'm playing Survivor, I don't even know I have them on. Like, I honestly don't even notice them. So why do I have them on? Like, what's the point? Why do I have them on if I can't even notice them? If I don't even notice them? If I don't even see them? It's like, they're useless for survivors. And for killers, it's like, nice. I earned this stuff. And everyone can see it. For the world to see. So, and then we have cosmetics. Cosmetics that were earned, specifically from the Rift, this time around were not bad. And they significantly improved upon it for Tome 2. I've seen it from one of Monto's videos of him displaying the cosmetics that you can get from Rift. From Tome 2 the Rift. From the second Tome Rift. And most of them are good. One of which is bad. And it further proves the point that FNAF would fit. Because Springtrap is a menacing killer. But no! Dibbin is meant to be a very scary game. We don't need this cartoony BS in here. C's new clown outfit. It's literally the clown in a big elephant costume with a big droopy trunk. This game lost its horror effect a long time ago. That's like a side tangent. Time to get back on task. Anyways. The Rift. Its cosmetics, I feel like should be of a higher quality because then you have to work for them. And make the charms more noticeable for survivors. And make the Rift a lot easier to get through. Because if it takes 10 to get through, and like I said, it's 700 shards, 700 fragments, and Rift fragments in order to get through the whole thing. And something you can do, and I know people hate Fortnite, but Fortnite does their battle passes so smart. You want to know why? It's because you can progress through it faster if you play with friends. Now, I get the whole SWF thing has been beaten over the head about how unfair it is, but make it so that you get more experience, which equals more Rift fragments for playing with friends. Or just add an XP boost in the Rift for rewards. That's also something the Fortnite does, and it's also something that I enjoyed. Like, for example, Season 6 of Fortnite. It was the first season that I legit played, and I did the whole battle pass. I did all 100 tiers, didn't buy anything. And I worked through it because at the end of it, I got a 130% XP bonus, and that definitely helped. Also, I was trash at the game, so this process was very slow. But the 130% made it bearable. And I didn't play with friends, but if I did play with friends, it would have boosted it even further. So, in conclusion, how to make the Rift better. Make cosmetics better. Put the survivor charms on generators, that way they have more worth. Add an XP boost and XP rewards. That'd be great. Also, well, no, never mind. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's really that much that needs to be said else about the Tome and the Rift. Like I said, some challenges were a bit absurd to do. Some rewards were just not worth it. And some things to improve on it. So, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, well, I'm not going to you to like it. Like it as you see fit. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.